I've known Matthew Weinberg for, almost 10 years. It's been a crazy decade. I've watched him and his art evolve. I want to call it an evolution, and I think it's an evolution. A lot of artists they don't evolve, and they don't evolve up. But I think he's evolving, and he's definitely evolving up.
The first thing that really drew me into Matthew's artwork was just the band Kiss. I think any kid growing up in the 70s, 80s, you love Kiss, and walking by and seeing it, I noticed that they actually really look like the band members. And whether it's Grant, Jackson, Hamilton, Lincoln, they've been transformed into the band Kiss. So that was one thing. Another thing was just the fact that it was done on money. You walk by and you're suddenly like challenged by it to some degree, and I'm like saying to my wife, I'm like, is this legal? Like, can they do this? It hit me, the artistry that was coming through in the faces, the detail. I mean, when you look at Lincoln and you're like Gene Simmons, you're only given so much latitude to draw a face. I mean, you have Lincoln's face, and to end up with something that you look at it and you're like, that's Gene. It spoke to me.
But if you look at them carefully, the hand drawing that goes into them, Matthew Weinberg's manifesting a painterly quality on this really ridiculously tiny scale. And sure, he blows it up and it works, but when you look at those small ones, I mean, the guy's like this precision engineer of expressionist painting, which that never happens. Expressionist painters are just sloppy, messy, but and then there's the precise painters that have the straight line, but somebody who could go in and on that small scale still get that perfect painterly effect. It's a true accomplishment, and I respect him as an artist as much as somebody who makes 10-foot by 10-foot canvases or does realistic renditions. Absolutely.
A lot of people ask me, they said, is this what you purchased from Matthew as his artwork? And one thing I really like to say about it is that no, that I actually collected his bills individually over time. And you'll notice that there's even a range of dates on here. These were mainly done throughout 2010, but I collected many bills over the years, and I organized them together. I felt like kind of my own piece, and this was. I did the background and the frame and took each band member from some of the favorites that I got from Matthew and sort of recreated the band. To really show off the collection, I think people have to see the whole variety of bills, because he did 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s, and 100s. And actually, I think I have the biggest collection of 100s that he did. And 100s were rarely done because it's a $100 bill. And so I'd give him the 100 and say, Matt, come on, do this for me. And sometimes I'd have to wait a year or 2 years for it to get done. And in fact, on this interview, he's giving me his final bill to complete the band. And it's been about over 6 years to collect them all. But I'm really excited about it, and I'm going to do another piece with the $100 bills and the full band. I love the Paul Stanley on the 100, and it really, each one, whether it's the 100 or the 20, they give a totally different feel, but they both speak to you in the same way. And it just, what can I say? I was moved by the work.
He made a rubber stamp of a Kiss character to just stamp dollar bills, and he went and asked for change for it. So we kind of did it as a conceptual art project that cost him a couple $100. Not me, but we promoted it heavily on social media channels. So that's actually rubber stamped. So what he had to do first is he had to figure out the measurements, then he had to draw it, and then he was able to ink and stamp all these dollar bills. When you think about how many people in the art world give you anything, everybody's ready to take. They all want a show, they all want something for free, they all want a discount. But here was an artist who made something and then went around and gave it out for free. And then we got the LA, we got the LA right there. So the stamp made sure, it's a great sense of place. I mean, this guy's LA, born and raised. He still roots for the Raiders because they're LA's team in his mind. It's, And again, like you got LA Raiders, you got Kiss. These are like bygone kind of nostalgic things now, but they really resonate to a few generations, really. What Matthew Weinberg's really painting, he's not painting Kiss, he's painting nostalgia. It's this kind of this decor of your youth or your adolescence or even your adulthood. You go to a Kiss concert, there's a lot of old people there. So it's just kind of this marker of like who you were then and who you are now. And the fact that it's on money, it's asserting value of art. It's asserting the value of art. I like the fact that it's on money because it asserts that art has value. How much is this worth? Well, it was worth $5, but now it's an original work of art. It's got to be worth more.